All right. Good morning. Welcome to the coffee run. It's John from ProCrafts. Yes, Brian, I realized that mistake when I was doing my numbers this morning. When I came back in here, actually to type them in, I realized my error. So I did fix it. I'll show you that in a minute. Yeah, I made $1,200 this morning, not 700. I just typed it in. So I typed it in wrong. So anyway, thanks for that. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the big show here. Welcome to the big coffee run. I wonder if I should once we I'm thinking about rebranding things. Like once we get the paycheck done, once I make the 100K, which hopefully will happen at some point, right? That feels more like a coffee run to me. To me, the coffee run was always get up in the morning, go play by yourself, make your money, and then get the hell out of there, right? That's what that show has become, right? Once we get them the bankroll build, that feels more like a coffee run than this one does. However, it is our time together, so I don't know. Maybe we should think about rebranding. Anyway, good morning. Hope you're all okay today. Let's get to it here. I got a couple of quick announcements for you that are non-gambling related, but maybe one of them kind of is. One, give me some love for Gino, my dog. My dog Gino. We adopted this little guy, and I think I told you a story. I went to the pound just to go. I saw a dog, a cute little guy. We go out there, we get him. And they say to me, now once you meet the dog, right? You go adopt the dog, you meet the dog, and he's great, and he loves you, and he playing with the frisbee and shit like that, right? And the little guy, they say to me, when we fall in love with him, we're gonna take him. Now we have to give you some disclosures, right? He's got this ACL issue, so he was only like 8 months old, and he was born. He's a pit bull, Staffordshire Terrier mix, right? And they're known for having some knee problems. So he was born with this weird knee thing. They said it may not be a thing, it may be a thing, but you got to know that he might need to have both of his knees replaced at some point. Like, oh God, okay, right? And his front foot, his paws are like this. Like one of his legs got broken when he was a kid, like got stepped on or something. So he's got one paw that's jacked up, his back legs are messed up. And so now, we've had it now for a little over a year. And believe it, it's been a year. Last Crash for the Cure was when people met him for the first time in August. Anyway, he's a year and a half old now, and he's starting to limp, and he's starting to stretch his leg out. And I took him up there yesterday to the vet, and he's bone on bone on his right knee. And so today he goes in for an MRI, and insurance won't cover the MRI, but they may cover the surgery. So I need please let him be okay. Number one, but also God, please don't let him have to have surgery. And if he does, please let the Trupanion cover that, because man alive, that would be a disaster for us if it didn't. And hopefully not for him. Anyway, that's that. Let's get here to, I'm going to share an anecdote with you that is interesting. I'm going to actually share the anecdote first, and then I'm going to break the anecdote. Okay, here we go. This is a be nice thing. So I heard this a long time ago, and this is what you get when you watch John in the Morning. Did you ever hear the old wives' tale that when you get married, every time you have sex for the first year, you put a penny in the jar, right? And then every time you have sex after your first year of marriage, you pull a penny out of the jar, and they say you'll never empty the jar, right? That's the old wives' tale. I'm not going to vouch for either side of that argument, but that's what they say. I saw a thing on YouTube today where this guy was talking about his kid. I may share this in Discord. He was talking about his kid being kind of a jerk to his mom, kids being mouthy, right? Little boy. And he said, hey, here's what's going to happen. Every time you're disrespectful to your mother, we're going to go outside and put a nail in the fence, right? So the kid is, every time he's a little shit, ding, 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 puts a nail in the fence. And the fence is full of nails, right? He said, every time you're good to your mother, every time you're respectful, nice, kind, you can pull a nail out of the fence. And it's the same kind of game, right? If you're bad, we put a nail in the fence. If you're good, we pull a nail out of the fence, right? Well, the kid, the behavior modification happens, right? The kid starts being nicer, right? And over the course of time, whatever the amount of time, there's no more nails in the fence, which is the goal, right? Taught the kid a lesson. And the dad went up and said, look, here's the kicker for you. It's good that you pulled the nails out of the fence. It's good that you're not being disrespectful anymore. However, I want you to take a look at the fence. And of course, there's all the little holes in the fence where the nails used to be. And he said, look, you can remove the nails, but the hole is still there. Like the things that you said are still a hole in her heart, right? The way that you acted back in the day are still negative things. They don't go away when you pull them. You can say, I'm sorry all you want, right? You can act better all you want, but it doesn't change what happened before. The holes are so like, oh my God, that's so profound. Anyway, I shared it with my whole family like 10 minutes ago. Like literally before the show, I was watching that like, oh my God, that's so profound. So anyway, I thought I'd share, I literally put that in the show 5 minutes ago. I thought I'd share it with you. It's a really cool way of kind of framing that idea of what happens stays, right? So be nice. Be nice. It matters. Like the legacy that you leave behind actually matters. That's my feel good story for the day. But now I'm going to call out some BS, right? I'm going to go right anti that. I'm going to go make somebody feel like crap. Let me share my screen. Give me a second here to do this. I'm going to do this, pull this up front here. This is Facebook. I don't like Facebook very much, but I'm going to show you something. This is a guy. I wonder if I can zoom into this thing. Can I zoom in? Okay. There's this guy, Jack Brown, right? Every day. Look at these pictures, right? He's got all these cash out tickets. He's like, I'm in for, what does he say? Made 34K on bubble craps this week. In for 2K, out for 6, like all these tickets, right? What you're noticing here, and again, I'm going to call this out because this is clearly, you got to be careful what you see. This is clickbait stuff. Okay. Clearly fake. Okay. Every one of these tickets has almost the same. They're all within 13 seconds of each other, the timestamps. So like he cashes out, puts the ticket back in, cashes out, puts it back in. This is all photoshopped. And if you look at these tickets, the timestamps are like 10 seconds apart, right? So he goes in for $1,100 or wins or whatever, buys in for $1,000, wins $10, loses money, prints the ticket out, right? Wins $100, prints the ticket out, wins. It looks like he's got $2,000 in here, right? He actually lost money. If you look at the timestamps of look at this bullshit, all these tickets here, right? He's clearly trying to clickbait you into watching his videos and do whatever, or just get some feel goods out of it. Please be careful who you follow, what you watch on YouTube. I know Ed does the reaction videos. This is the kind of stuff that I look at and I go, A, it smells like bullshit. B, it looks like bullshit. C, it is bullshit. And be careful, right? Facebook's loaded with this kind of crap. Reddit's loaded with this kind of crap. Just got to be sort of mindful of who's BSing you out there. And this is the kind of thing like people ask me, what do you think about Greg Uhulu, right? I'm like, I'm sure that guy probably wins, right? Whatever. In my mind though, that is probably, hold on a second. That's probably one of the worst things you can show people, right? Is A, bunch of fake tickets, B, a bunch of clickbait, and C, just this notion of you can never lose. And not only that, you can win $35,000 in a week on bubble craps. It's just not reality, right? So please be careful. Please, you can only trust bubble craps with Jen. All right, there we go. I hear you there. Jen. And it's true, right? What you're saying here. What I'm saying, you can be forgiven, right? But I'm saying that the hole that you leave behind somebody, it still hurts, right? Things that people have said to me over the years, way back, I can forgive them. God can forgive them, but the hurt doesn't go away, right? Somebody says something bad about you, the hurt doesn't go away. And I think that was the moral of that story is like, yeah, the holes that are left behind, they don't just get sealed up. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, there's that. Let's get to craps. Let's talk about some fun stuff. The Craps for the Cure 24. Here's the punch list. Actually today, Don, I think said we can talk this afternoon. So I'm hoping today, please, this afternoon, let's talk to Don, get this casino locked in, I hope. And then we can get the TBDs off of here. I'm still going to push for October 19th. That weekend is a NASCAR race. So Vegas is going to be packed, loaded, and busy, which means it's going to be harder for us to get rooms. So I'm doing all I can to make it happen for what we said, but just bear with me here for another few days. We'll get this thing locked. Once I lock the date, then everything kind of falls into place. So we'll get it going. Okay, let's see. What does Louis say here? We all win, we all lose. I have seen some of those. I have, in all honesty, I've seen Facebook people say in for 500, out for this, out for empty. I've seen that a few times. I tell you all the time when I lose, right? If I have a shitty night, I'll tell you. Like I come back and went out there for 500, lost 400, bought in for 200 more, won $100 back, and in for 5, out for 2.5. It happens all the time. You know what I mean? The thing is, and I said this before on a long time ago show, the chip porn are fun stories because there's always a story behind it. When you win a pile of money, there's always a great story there. You know what I'm saying? Like so-and-so hit an ATS, or some old lady walked up, put her purse down and rolled 45 times, or the first time ever craps player played, or I got the dice and I rolled 56 in front of everybody, right? Those things are great stories, right? When you win the money. when you lose the money, the story's never good. Like, I don't mean good. It's never interesting. Nothing interesting happens when you lose. Like, I had a bunch of money out there and a guy 7 out. Like, okay, that happens to all of us every day. Like, those stories are boring, and that's why the chip porn gets the ratings and gets the spiff, because there's always something juice behind it, and that's all that is. Anyway, let's see. Here we go. What's next? I think we're going to talk about the daily paycheck. So here we are, boy. We are at the precipice. You know what's going to happen next, right? Here we are. We have won 6 in a row, right? All last week and the first 2 days of this week. So we're on a little streak right now, right? My buy-in is $6,500. So we've crossed this line in this particular part of this series of days, where even if I lose the whole bankroll, I'm still up for the month. I'll be up $500. If I lose the whole thing tomorrow, I'm still profitable for the month. Okay. This is gonna be like 6 wins at $1,100 each. Yay. 1 loss at $6K. The ratio, win size to loss size, is the thing here. I probably won't take a full $6,000 loss. If I lose the $3,200, I'll probably stop there. I may go another 1,000 and do like an 1,100 across or something like that. I won't go full rail dump, right? To try and mitigate some of that. I will try and fight back using some techniques from today's show, to kind of earn back some of the loss. But that's kind of where we are. We've crossed the line now where we quote unquote can't lose this month right now. Another win or two, and you get into where you have like a loss buffer built in, which is going to be really awesome. So that's pretty fun. We had a couple of nice little runs today. We actually played the jackalope for a minute. Somebody brought that up. That was kind of cool too. Somebody else brought up the fact that I talk too damn much, and whatever, I do talk a lot. My show is not about, that morning show is about having fun and me doing my thing. It's not necessarily about getting a bunch of crapsy rolls in, right? We do it together because it's fun, but that's not the main goal right there. Overall, where are we? Overall, we are looking good. We're up 33K. So we're getting close. We're within spitting distance. We have 43,000 in the bank, which means we're getting close to being at the $50,000 level in the master bankroll. We're almost halfway to home, and it's going to take us, 200 and something days to get to halfway. It's going to take us 30 days to get to the final thing, because the bet sizes go big, right? The wins become 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, not 100, 200, 300. So it's taken a long time to build up. Compounding interest, as you know from your investments, takes a long time to get the steam going. But once the steam is going, boom, 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 it just hits, man. It just hits, and that's what we're hoping for. We're hoping to catch the stock market on the uptick here with compounded interest in our money market account. So that is that. Yep. Yeah, it does. The morning show is fun. Mistakes. It's all about me making mistakes, right? And bitching at myself and talking through it, and kind of like, sometimes I got to process what's going on out there. Like, I got to think like, okay, here's what I want to do. Here's what you're asking me to do. Here's, and we talk about it. That's the whole point of the damn show. Anyway, it's just that it is what it is, right? Let's talk about gambling for a minute. Let's talk about loss recovery. And I am going to go, by the way, to my table today. So when I do transition to the table, somebody remind me in chat to turn my other microphone on, because I'll forget if I don't. Let's see here. We're working through this whole, like, the 401 series is all about tactics, and it's not about me telling you how to do things. And I think that hopefully is clear, right? The first 3, the 101, 201, 301 was really about, here's how you manage your money. Here's how I do it. Here's what I recommend you do. Here's how you analyze yourself psychologically. Here's all the things that kind of go together, right? Now we're here and we know what our goals might be. I talked to you the other day about what does it mean to set meaningful goals? And a meaningful goal could be, I want to light my money on fire and have fun. That's okay. It's an okay goal. An okay goal might be, I want to make $100. An okay goal might be, I'm trying to double my money. Whatever it is, be honest about it, right? Find the way to play that can attain the goal. The best way you can think of to play in the moment to meet your goal. That's your strategy. Where your bets go, how much is out there. Having the bankroll to make it work. If you lose, are you okay? Right? I'm buying in tomorrow morning on the morning show for $6,500, right? I can withstand one loss of $3,200. I can go out there for $3,200 across. I can withstand a loss with that bankroll. Now, I can't withstand 2, not enough money in the rack to do it twice, really, right? There's enough money to do it once and then try something different to get back to where I can do it again, right? The bankroll makes that determination for me, right? My mindset has to be not going on tilt when that happens. And it's going to happen. There's going to be a day where I go out there and throw that come out 7 or the puck on 7 and lose the whole spread. It's going to happen. I'm going to throw my stick. I'm going to swear. And then I have to go do one of these, pull it back in again, refocus, regroup, and get it done, right? Discipline makes that happen. Today's going to be a lot about discipline. We're going to talk discipline, a little. Won't maybe use the word so much, but as I get through today's talk, right, think about all these things and how they all play together with loss recovery. I think it's an important bit for us to go. And like I said, Gambling 401, this series really, the 401 series is about you doing your own thing. I'm going to try and give you the frameworks and the ways that I think about things and see things, kind of get inside my brain. But I'm trying to give you ways that you can put your own strategies kind of together, if that makes sense. Like formulate your own ways of play based on the things I'm giving you. So I'm giving you a lot of theory and a lot of ideas and hopefully food for thought that you can use to build things out. So here we are. Session 6, loss recovery. Loss is going to happen, right? There's no way you're not going to lose. You're not going to go, I'm 6-0 right now. I know I'm facing a loss. It's going to happen, right? The question is this, and you have lots of questions when you're in loss recovery mode, right? How many series did you plan for today, right? If you look at my rack, right? A good example, I'm buying in for 6,500. I'm going to go 3,200 across. I can lose once. I can do it again, which means I have 2 series planned for, or I can do $1,000 2 or 3 more times to kind of get it through, right? You got to plan for that ahead of time, right? Is one banger series it for you? And what I mean by that is if you're the person that's saying, I'm going to play 44 inside for 10 shooters, I'm bringing $440. I'm going to go 44 inside 10 times. If I just need one of those guys to hit, that's my win for the day. Is that the way that you're doing it? Is your recovery based on that? Saying, I don't care that I lost. 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 We're going to hit it here, if that's okay, right? When you lose, another question is you got to calculate how many wins behind am I? How many wins behind am I? An example being, again, I lose $3,200, or let's say I lose 320. Put it back in regular terms. I lose 320. Okay. I was looking to win $100. I was looking to win 4 green chips. I lose 320. How many chips am I down right now? If I lose 320, I'm down 12, right? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 green chips. I was looking to win 4. Now I'm 16 wins behind when that happens. Okay. Next question. How do you make it up? How do you make it up? Okay. Do you trust it? Hey, that plan was good. It just didn't work out that time. Do you trust it? Right. And this is the big question for me. And this is where I personally live in these last 2, right? Is catching up more important to you than winning? That's the biggest question. When you look at loss recovery plans, I think this is where, again, personally, I don't want to say I struggle here, but I get quagmired in here. Trying to catch up being more important than the win. I lose my focus on the target, on that goal, in an effort to make sure I'm caught back up. If I lose that 320, I'm like all in. Let me make that 320 back. And then I'll go ahead and go. Right? Versus let's just go and surpass the 320 on the way to making profit. Right? That's one of the more important questions. That last one there, or the one before the last, is one of the most important questions you can ask yourself. What is your priority? Catching up or just keep the steamroll going? Right? Everybody has a different answer to that question in their own minds and hearts, right? And again, the other thing is how much are you willing to spend to recover? Again, my own example. If I've got 650 in the rack and I go out 320 and I lose it, I can go out 320 again, spend another 320 trying to recover that, or I can go out there at 160 twice and try and work that. Am I willing to spend the exact same amount that I lost or more than what I lost to recover that? Or am I saying, nope, I'm gun shy now. I'm going to come out less and work a little bit harder. Again, the answers to those questions for you are different than for everybody else who's watching this show right now, right? And I think that's what I want you to take out of today is your answers to these kinds of questions really formulates how you want to go after it. So one thing we want to do, I think, is to assess the damage, right? And remember that losing compounds the job that you have. If you're trying to win 4 units, and you lose 2 units in the process, like I said before, now you need 6 to get there. You lose another 4, now you need 10. And here comes the fight. Now the gloves are off and we start the fight. What do you do in this situation? Again, I think you got to have a little bit of forethought here. Okay. This is not the table went cold, I'm going to switch everything up. Right. You know how I feel about that. All right. I think you can't do that, but you can find a different way to play that maybe is a little bit less volatile to crank yourself back up. You can go to a play that's more volatile that will get your wins back quicker, some kind of a hardcore parlay or something like that. What do you do? How do you want to have that fight once the damage has happened, right? The next thing is this: talk about your recovery options. And again, this is where I come into, right? I'm the first guy. I fight back, right? I don't worry about, like, if I go out there and I go 44 inside, let's say 44 inside, simple bet, and I lose the $44. My first move is to make back that freaking $44. The next shooters out there, I may go out $44. I may go out $64, whatever it is, right? I'm looking 1, 2, 3 collections. Collect. Get that $44 back in my rack, right? And then I go, okay, got back we got it back. We got back 3 rolls. My $44 is back. I feel good. I'm even again. Now I'm going to go back to plan, right? My plan may have been to go press, and pull it all down. But when I'm chasing, it's same bet. Get me back my money. And then I feel like I can go ahead and play the original way. That's how I do it. I like to fight back a little bit, right? Now, you'll see in a minute there's good and bad to that, right? You might be a fight hard person. Say, screw it. That 44 loss, or that 64 loss, or that whatever loss happens. Suck it up, Buttercup. Ignore it and just go out again and say, this gal is going to be the one that makes it happen. This roulette dealer this is it. The shoe's going to change. I'm going to catch 5 bankers in a row, or I'm going to catch 5 dozens in a row. My plan was good. It just didn't work out. You're just going to fight through it. That's one way to recover. Another way is to go negative. And by going negative, I mean a couple of things. Change your strategy, right? Instead of betting red, black, go to 2 dozens. Pick up some more numbers, a little more coverage, and eke it up that way, right? Change the strategy. Or change your bet levels. This is negative progressions. You can go into martingales or whatever else. Change your bet levels and increase or get back to square that way before you start going in, okay? If you're going to fight back first, this is, again, my way, right? Fighting back first means focusing on getting back to even. Restarting then from a new stable base. Get it back. How do I do it? Well, sometimes I change my bet size. I lose $44. I'll often go out at 110, take a hit, regress down to 88, take a hit, little Dallas drawdown, and I'm back. I'll take 2 hits and get out. And then I get to go again. It's doubling my hit count though, right? I'm taking more hits to get where I want to be, right? You could stick it out, but with guardrails. Like I said, if I lose the $44, I go back out there, let's say at 64, same bet, turn the bets off. I got my money back. I can breathe a little bit. I can relax a minute. I can reassess what I want to do and go back out again. Stick it out, but with guardrails. I can change my play style. I have done this. We've all done this, right? Go, God, this isn't working. This inside betting, it's a cross betting. These dozens aren't working for me. Let's do something different. Instead of playing the dozens in roulette, I'm going to go to a red-black progression. Try something different, right? Maybe I'll double the bets, whatever. The cons to doing it this way is you might choke off a good run, right? If I'm going to go same bet 3 or 4 times before I feel like I can play again, sometimes I'll choke off a good run. I'll be 7, 8 rolls behind the table, right? In recovery mode, I'm just getting back to even on roll 8 or 9, right? Roll 8 or 9, by the way, is a miracle in craps on its own. And then when I go, okay, cool, it's time to go. And then the 7 comes, like, shit, now I'm behind again, right? Whereas if I was just playing it straight through, I might have recovered the 44 I lost plus a little bit extra money, right? That's the con to playing this way. However, it does make me feel personally stable. And if that's you, if you're conservative and you want to feel stable, fight back first, then make your new decision, knowing full well that you might choke off a good run and you might miss out on something. It happens a lot, right? But again, the pro to that is you're restarting from stability and you let it go again, okay? If you're going to be the fight hard person, you're going to ignore the loss. You just don't care, right? Some of you guys play by what we call the rule of tens, right? I'm bringing enough money for 10 shooters or 10 series. If I'm going to do, for example, on roulette, the little casino quest play that you do $25 on a color. And when it hits, you go to the dozens. And when that hits, you go to the dozens plus a street. That costs you $25 to do that, right? 10 times is $250. I'm going to take 10 cracks at it, $250. It's going to work or it's not, right? When it works, you win like 9 units and you're in great shape, okay? If you're going to be a rule of 10 person, say, I'm just going to bring 250. I'm doing that thing no matter what. Boom. My planned recovery is just to keep playing it out and let it happen. I'm going to trust my way, but I'm going to play it for a longer period of time. Okay. I may have to plan or bankroll a switch in the middle of that, right? Now, the con to this, you may dig your hole deeper, right? If that play doesn't work, the roulette play I just gave, if it doesn't work, you lose a quarter, you lose a quarter, you lose a quarter, you lose a quarter, you're 4 down, you're digging the hole, right? Instead of trying to win 4 quarters, you're trying to win 8 now, okay? If the system works, it'll work. If it was a good system to start with and you get it to work, Bob's your uncle and it works, right? That's the idea here. Some players just say, you know what? I trust what I was going to do. I'm going to beat my head against that wall and trust what I do because I know that it works more often than it doesn't work. I win with this system 76% of the time. Well, I just lost one, which means I'm going to win a bunch more in a row. That's cool, right? Have the bankroll to do it and trust the system, okay? Another option, of course, is chasing it, right? You can chase it down. You can do a negative progression. You can plan for loss ahead of time. This is what a lot of people teach us, in roulette especially, martingales, ladders. Go lose, go up with your bets. Lose, go up with your bet. Lose, up with your bet. You win all the way back down and you're back to okay, right? Plan for loss as part of your way of playing. Martingales, ladders, the Labouche system. Parlay pressing, which is an aggressive style. The Baccarat style, which is an aggressive style of play. These are negative progressions, but they're also very aggressive. On a 50-50 bet, that's easy to manage. Red, black, roulette, banker player, Baccarat, pass line, don't pass line, craps. It's easy to do, martingales and that kind of thing. When you get into wider spreads, it's much more problematic. Okay, I'll show you some examples at the table here, but for example, on a craps table, if you have just a $12 6 and 8 and you lose it, okay, when you go ladder up, the ladder systems have got to win back what you lost, which means you lost $24. Your next bet on both bets has to be enough to win $24, which means you have to double both bets. So you're not going out there for just, double the one, you got to double 2 bets. And eventually the exponential nature of that is going to kill you in the rack. Okay. It's an enormous bankroll requirement. You lose 64 across, right? Your next bet has to be 320 across because you got to win the $64 back on the next hit. You go from 64 to 320 in one level if you're going to ladder your bets up. You got to be careful about that. So if you're going to do it, fine, plan for it. Well, here's the thing. When it's all done, you get back on the horse, right? You return to, once you get yourself recovered, once I get back, I can go. I say it all the time, right? My dealers will even laugh. Like, I'm back, let's go. It's house call time, right? But you can fall into this trap of treading water and never getting out of the gate. If you stay in recovery mode forever, you can be there forever. In other words, I lose $44. I go back out with $44 again. Same bet. I win the $44 back. I'm back to even 7. Okay, now I'm down $44 again. Rinse and repeat. You can be in this tie situation forever, right? You lose twice in a row. Now you got to win 6 same bets to get back, right? You see what I'm saying? So you never might get out of the gate. You got to be careful of it. And you also might miss out on the perfect chance, right? I say all the time, like, one of my favorite plays is that G Money 5 and 9, right? I love that. I love the flipping the 4 and 10, right? The G Money 5 takes 4 hits to get it, right? You take a hit, you full press it, you collect it, you take a full hit, right? I love that method of play. If you're in recovery mode and you're same betting, you might hit 3 5s as a same bet and make nothing on that roll where you could have made 4 times your spread. It takes you out of your regular game to do it like this. But again, that's a knowing thing. You got to decide what you're going to do. Are you okay with missing out on the perfect scenario for your strategy while you're in recovery mindset? If that's okay with you, right? Then we look to get back on the horse. Otherwise, you let the pedal go. And your call. here's some food for thought as I close this out. And I run into this myself a lot. And I really want you to think about this. Okay. If you can reliably lose and then easily recover. Okay. Now process that. If you can reliably lose, which we all can, and then easily recover. In other words, I lose $25 on the red and black. I know that I can go 2 dozens with the same $25 size bet and win that $25 back every single time. Then my recovery plan is making me money, right? It's not the home run play, but it's also making me money. Maybe that's the plan that you should hone in on instead of the home run, trying to hit that lottery. Think about that. I think about this all the time. Like, okay, my recovery plan's solid. I can make $45 all the time. I can make a quarter all the time. I can switch to come betting and make some money all the time. And then I go, okay, cool, that worked. Now I'm going to go and really go for it, right? Well, guess what? The recovery plan's doing the freaking work. It's making the money. Maybe that's what I should be laser focused on. Okay. A great example of this is the Skill 66. I use this strategy a lot to recover. I use it a lot in recovery. And honestly, it could be a go-to and go home type of thing. Okay. Let me go to my table. I'm going to show you a couple of things here and just kind of put a visual on it. So let me switch over. I'm going to switch my microphone and let's go to the table view and see what we can. Oh my gosh, look at that. It's the wrong view. I got to fix all that. Jeez, Lou. Hold on. OBS. Let's pick the other camera. Hang on. There's that. And the lighting is weird. Isn't the lighting weird? Let me try and I think. What did I do here? Oh, yeah. Let me walk around. Is that better? It's a weird color today. I'm not sure why that's a weird color, but let me me now? There we go. Okay, sorry about that. The mic had gone on pause. Anyway, let's go to the table. And I want to show you what I mean by that. If I'm going, here's $500, right? Let's put $44 inside. We'll go to the craps table with 44 inside. Nice simple bet. Okay. 6 change for the rack. And let's say we lose it. We lose the $44. You go, God, that sucks. We lost the $44. Now we're down. Our goal was, let's say our goal was to win $50 today. The goal was to win $50, 2 green chips. It's a nice, simple 10% goal. Well, shit, now what do you do, right? You can go back out for another $44 inside. Take another $6 change. And again, look at my rack. I know that I'm down. Out of my rack, to me, at this point, feels like it's down $100, right? I'm down $100. I was looking to win 50. I've got to win 44 plus 50 now. I got to win double. And maybe my initial plan was to go full press, and out. 3 hits and out for my goal. That might have been it. Or maybe it's 2 hits and out for my 2 full presses and I'm out. That might have been an okay goal to have. Now what do? Well, one way, let's just get a new shooter, point of 5. Let's see if we can't recover here. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. There's a 5. There's an aces, which does nada for us. There's a 4, which does nothing for us. Recovery mode, panic. There's a 9. Awesome. We got a 9. Let's same bet that. Let's go 15 for 1. Okay. And again, I'm going to take these nickels and say, there's 1 quarter that I'm short. Now look, my rack, 425 in the rack. I'm not ready to go yet, right? There's a 3, another, this 5 rolls in. I got nothing. Can I dodge it? There's a 5. That's the point. Boy, recovery mode sucks, right? Puck is off. Again, 15 for 1. My rack is close, right? We're close. There's a 10 for a new point. We had, what, 3 horn numbers, a 10, a 4, and just 2 hits. Trying to get back to square, right? There's another 10. The puck goes off. We have to survive another come out roll. There's another 10. Wow, look at the 10s. 3 10s in a row? That never happens. It's impossible to happen, right? Come on, survive. Another 3. Good gravy. Look at this. Look at this mess. Trying to get back. There's a 5. We got it. So we recovered. It took us like 11 rolls, it seems like, right? $14. Okay, $14. And now we're recovered. You can say, I've recovered my money. Okay. If I take these sets of red chips, that's $50. Okay. I'll put that back in the rack. Again, I'm going to virtually color myself up as we go here so you can see where we are. Right. I got 50 in the rack. I got 4 whites sitting over here, and I got $44 left on the rack. So 44, 48. I'm down $2 right now. I've recovered myself. That took me one shooter about 9 rolls to get to where I thought I wanted to be. Now I can restart the process and say, well, let's see if we can recover. Now that we recovered, now I can play my way. Can I get lucky here and play my way? No. Perfect timing. There's the 7. We're out $44 again, and we're down to 0. No food. Yep. So here we are. Now we're chasing another $44. And the same fight has to happen, right? We worked really hard to recover. Same bet, same bet, same bet. And we're in the same spot we were in. That's the life of a right side craps player in front of you. Now, something else you can do is this. I'm going to give you the other one. We'll do the 66. Actually, I'll do like 66. I like doing it 86 better, but for now, let's do it. Let's do $86. $86 with 14 change. Okay. 86 across looks like this. 10 here, 10 here, 15 here, 15 here, and 18 on the 6 and 8. 66 inside. Right? The 4 and 10 are there to help you out a little bit, right? Let's have the puck off will come out. I'm going to show you what this one does. Good little recovery plan here, right? It's a 2 roller. If you get lucky, there's a 5. Let's dodge big red here for a minute. There's a yo 11 yo. That's going to do nothing for us. There's an 8. Okay, we got an inside number that pays $21. We'll drop $1. And now we're at 88 inside. Okay. These will all pay $28. The outsides will pay a little bit. They're just there so we don't miss stuff, right? There's a 7 out. So look at that. We got nothing out of that. Now what happens? Oh boy. Our move didn't work. We lost 44. We chased it with 88. Now we're down how much? 44 plus 88 is 120 something, whatever. $132 that we're down. And lost recovery mode. So we're stuck, right? We're stuck big time. I would do this again. I would take this out. Let's run it again. But here's the thing. Now we got to recover twice. I'm going to put that back out there. $88. 75, 85, $86. That's my spread. 86 across. Look at my rack now, please. Right? Chasing this loss. We're down about half. Coming out. 7. Doesn't matter. 4. Okay, here we go. We got to make this move work 2 times now to get our money back. We're down 130. There's a 4. That's the point. That's great. Okay, that will pay $18. We can do 20 for 2. I'm going to same bet the outsides. 20 for 2. Into the rack that goes. Puck is off. There's a 6. Boy, right side craps is so hard, right? Can we recover? Ace deuce. Not yet. Not yet. 5. 4 and a 1. Like before, we'll drop $1. It pays 21. We're going to press all the insides up. There's a 9. Fantastic. That pays 30 for 2. 30 for 2. It pays 28 bucks, 30 for 2. And we're going to come down to where I started. I'm going to do that move a second time because, again, we're recovering. What do we pull back, by the way? That move brings back 50 bucks. When you pull the inside press and pull, the skill 66, it brings back 50 bucks. If we were only down the 44, those 2 hits and you're out. It's a good little recovery plan if you can make it happen. I'm going to take these as a green and rebuild my rack. Now look, I'm in rebuild mode. I'm not even looking at what's happening on the table. I could care less about the rhythm of this table right now. I'm locked down recovery. I've got 86 bucks out here, or 86 bucks out here. 96, basically 100 bucks, right? I'm at 325, which means I got 425. I'm still chasing about $75. I got to make that move work a second time. And again, I'm ignoring the whole table. I'm ignoring the rhythm. That's probably our third 9. I don't know, right? But I can't worry about that. I'm in here, right? Dropping the buck. Do the inside move again. And there's an 8. So the move works a second time, okay? 30 for 2. And down. Let's come down. I'm going to show you where we are. Here's 25. That's an even 100 bucks. There's five stacks. 2, 3, 4. 5 greens. Let's rebuild. There's 475 plus a bunch of white. So now we're just down a couple of bets. We're down 25. We're down about 425. It's 475, 480. We're down $18 or whatever that is. We're down not $18, $17. That's it, right? The move that you do to recover, in our case, wins 50 bucks every single time. So the question becomes, why work so hard to recover when I can just do the move and get out of it? That's one way of doing it, right? Switch a strategy to a thing that makes back what you lost as quick as you can, then go. Now, on that roll, a couple of 9s, a couple of 8s, we had a 5 in there, we had a 4, we had 3 10s. In that little roll to get us back our stinking money, we missed out on all that, right? As an aggressive right side player, you missed out on opportunity all over the place just trying to get this thing to look halfway normal again, right? We're still not even home, right? We're still not home, but I feel like I can go out and play my 44 inside again and same bet it a few times and maybe we'll get out of this thing, right? This is what recovery looks like. And again, that might be a plan. Another person might have said, I'm just going to go out there with the same $44 and do my press to collect, half press thing. They probably would be in profit right now because they didn't miss out on that great roll that we had. And I think that's what I'm getting to you with, is to consider both options as viable options. Let me come back over here. Consider, turn that light off. For some reason, the remote control is not working. I'm going to do it down here. And I'm back. Consider both options as viable, right? Either build, and then go, or just go. You can see in that little example there, the difference between focusing so hard on getting your bankroll back before you feel like you can go, give yourself permission to play, versus just playing. Now, if I just played it, like I talked about, and we had 3 bad outcomes in a row, I'd still be down to 130, right? Just $44 3 times instead of 44, then 88, right? See what I'm saying? So think about that. Think about that. There's a lot of things to consider, food for thought wise, as you do this out. And again, if that little 88 across or 86 across play makes 50 bucks every single time, that might be the better way to play than going 44 inside and trying for 3 magical hits, right? There's so much that goes into this. And again, use your own judgment. I'm not trying to give you the way. I'm trying to give you ways that you can concoct and think for yourselves. How does it feel for you to build a recovery plan? And I think that's important, right? Either recover, then go, or just go. That's really your only 2 options besides the chasers. So, All right, that's it. Let's go to questions. I'm going to check out here, see who's got questions, cues. Let's see. Jay says, when confronting the crap game, the hope is to catch a dream, shoot and bag riches, but it's not likely. But it's why I'm there. The reality is a modest win, maybe all that's possible. Quit as a winner. I love that advice, right? You're not going to get it most of the time, right? The 30, 40 roller, it may happen once a day, twice a day in a casino. It's if you're there or not for it, great. But most of the time, you're going to catch the 4 to 8 rollers. It's like the rhythm all day long. PSO, 8 roller, 3 roller, 7 roller, PSO, 9. That's your day. That's your day at a craps table. At the roulette table, you're going to catch pockets where you just get, it's just opposite of you, right? Get in and get out. Get in and get out. When you're up, celebrate being up for sure. What else? PC comments here. Wow, look at all that. Let's see. Jen says, I only catch up a loss if I recover in chunks or multiple shooters instead of going big, right? And that you're doing the loss recovery over multiple people. That's cool. Get a couple hits, chill out. Get a couple hits, chill out. And again, that's a mental thing, right? That's how your brain processes it. That's how your brain and your heart kind of process your appetite for loss and your appetite for adrenaline, right? And your ways of protecting your money, right? For some people, it's like, I'm going to put my money to work. I'm going to drop in the stock market and let it happen. We're going to ride the up and downs, right? At the casino, that's the person who buys in with 10 times the amount they need to play their way. They're just going to ride it out, and sometimes they win and sometimes they lose. Other people are being more tactical. I'm going to sell this stock, buy that stock, move my money here. You're playing the game to try and get it back so that you can go and buy a bunch of NVIDIA stock, right? Yeah, and Jen says it's crazy, right, to go 320. But what I'm saying is if you're a negative progression person, if you're the person that says, I'm going to negatively progress my bets to recover, that's what people do. I'm going to go out there for one roll, get it back. And if you're going to do that, that's the martingale way, right? The martingale says, I'm going to recover my loss plus my profit. You got to go out there with what you were going to win and recover the entire thing. It's such a bear, right? I think the math behind that's tough. Unless you have 10 grand bankroll trying to win, $50, you end up in a pretty tough situation. So, okay. What else is in chat? Anything else good? They're not the same thing at all. No. But what I'm saying is the compounding way of that things happen, right? As if you're in the stock market, you ride it out, you're going to have some of this. Here, if you play your same strategy, you ride it out, you're going to catch bad runs too, and you're going to catch good runs. It's, do you want to just let it happen? Like literally put $25 in the pass line and stack up 10% of your wins every single time you win forever. Just let it sit there. Just go $25 pass line, you win it, $30 pass line, win it, $35 pass line. Just do that forever, right? That's the stock market way to play craps, I guess, right? Ride it out, don't ever change. Versus buying and selling and moving things around and being more nimble. So nimbleness, I think, is the thing that some people like to think they can do. I don't know. It is frustrating to catch a big roll and brings you. How many times have I told you? How many times have I relayed this? Again, this is where I say the chip porn stories are great, right? Oh, I was on a table for a 48 roller, right? Problem was, I bought in that day for 1,000. And by the time that roll started, I was down to 400. I'd lost $600. I had $400 in my rack. And that big roll happens. And I'm pressing and regressing, press, regress. And I'm doing all this work. And I'm like, I got to even. I finally got back that $600, which is great. We're on roll 31. And I got my $600 back. I'm like, thank God. Right? Then I can do a little bit of collect and press. And before you know it, 10 rolls later, the roll's over. Everybody's celebrating. ATS gets hit. We're all going nuts, right? Big ass win. You got nothing out of that. You got $250 in profits. How did you only make $250 after a 45 roller? Well, it's because you spent 30 rolls recovering stuff instead of 30 rolls hammering stuff, which again, you have to be okay with that. If that's your way of doing it, say, I want to recover first. You take I said earlier, the con of that is you might choke off a big roll. If your penchant is to be aggressive, you're not going to miss that big roll, but you're also going to lose your whole bankroll more often. So you got to be in your own head on that one. And that's it. Let's see. Let's see. I think that's it. Oh, it's 8:55. I gotta go to work. Cool. Final thoughts. Again, think for yourselves, right? I'm not giving you the answer here. I'm just saying here's ways you can do it. Play the same way. Shit run or go blind. You can recover first, then play your way, or you can just go negative progression and make that part of your play. So you have the choice here. Again, what is your soul telling you that you want to do with your own money? How do you enjoy your time at the table better? What do you think is going to work the best? You have it within you to make your own decision. So there it is, guys. I'm out. Thanks. I will see you tomorrow. I think tomorrow we're going to talk more about the it doesn't matter piece. We're going to go more into playing just one number or playing all the numbers and a little bit of comparative analysis there. So that's tomorrow. In the meantime, you'll have a great day. God bless all of you. Be nice. Pull the nails out of the wall. Don't put nails into the wall. That's my advice for you today. Have a great one. Love you all. God bless. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.